I don't know Gabriel Martinelli, but he comes across as a nice guy, said Arne Slot moments after the Brazilian tried to force Conor Bradley, a Liverpool player, from the pitch in January as he thrashed about in pain with a knee injury at the end of the season. Slot continued attempting to reason away Martinelli's actions, talking about football having a problem with time wasting. You cannot ask Martinelli to think so clear in the 94th minute, he concluded. If you did not know Slot was in charge of Liverpool, you'd assumed he was an Arsenal spokesperson. All very balanced and fair-minded, but anyone leading Liverpool needs to know how to wield a sword. When to use a shield with the world around you is burning. You got commentators like Gary Neville calling Martinelli's actions disgraceful while branding him an idiot. Not since Roy Hodgson in 2010 had a Liverpool manager seemed so cowed by an obvious act of hostility. On that occasion, Sir Alex Ferguson said Fernando Torres made an absolute meal of a John O'Shea challenge, adding there's no doubt he tried to get the player sent off. Not only did Hodgson choose not to fire back, he gave the manager of Manchester United a pass to say whatever he wanted, saying he's entitled to his opinion. There are all sorts of hard measurements that any Liverpool manager or head coach can be judged against, but they always start with results. Slot ultimately lost his job at Anfield only a year after winning the Premier League, with 20 losses, including the Community Shield. He lost hearts and minds remarkably quickly considering his achievements in his first season, but all of this started during a 12-match run from late September where Liverpool lost 9 games. Slot's problem all along was that there was little else to judge him against. He's not the personality, but unlike his predecessor Jurgen Klopp, he did not try to affect with words gestures of particularly strong stances. This was, it should be stressed, all part of a grand strategy at Liverpool. The cult of the manager either died or was taken out since Klopp's departure, whose force was so great he was left with little structure to support him. Slot as head coach was more of a middle manager, someone who acted with the objectivity of a civil servant and the occasional bluntness of a corrections officer. There was little love for Slot. He and the system around him made it entirely about the football and the football alone. When the football is this bad, this is what happens. In deciding to sack him, Liverpool acknowledged the challenges of a leading Premier League team have changed even in a short space of time since Slot was appointed. It was seen this relates primarily to the tactical direction of a league where results are increasingly determined by set pieces, which Slot kind of hasn't really developed. By the same logic, it might be wise to look at the teams that compete in the Champions League final. While PSG and Arsenal embraced manager-led operations, Liverpool went the other way, appears to go down a similar path with Iraola. He's done excellently at Rayo Vallecano and Bournemouth, but moving to Liverpool, it's a massive step up, isn't it? At Rayo, he earned promotion through the Palace, then Bournemouth led the club into Europe for the first time ever, and that remains his only football management trophy was in the Cyprus Super Cup. Mike Tyson's saying every one having a plan until they get punched in the mouth can only be applied to football. On the face of it, Iraola's style of football would harness the best instincts of Liverpool fans and get the front-footed football going. Having spent most of his player career at Athletic, he knows about the demands of being a very big and unique club, which isn't unlike Liverpool, yet expectations around communications are different for a player and a coach. At Liverpool, you have to be so tough to survive a routine which holds enormous civic responsibilities, as Klopp testified since leaving the role. If I were an owner, who decides what happens next? And if you're interested in returning, you do everything to convince him back. So it doesn't look like that's going to happen though. But yeah, for Iraola, it's a big step up. On paper, I think it could work. But yeah, it's going to be a massive, massive risk, I think, for Liverpool. And yeah, it does feel like they kind of missed the boat with Xabi Alonso, didn't it? He would have been the perfect man, Liverpool through and through, isn't he? Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on our socials. Link in the description below for daily football news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.